Hello, this is Gordon from Metaverse and Crypto. It's September 24th, coming at you with another video here. Today we're going to get into elephant money, the future side. We've previously covered a video which talks about the token. If you're interested in that, please check that one out. Again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just trying to provide you some information and education on the ecosystem around elephant money. So what are futures? Well, it's a real kind of stable coin yield of 0.5% per day, and there are some caveats around that which we'll get into. So we'll cover some of the pieces on the futures. Please stick with me. We'll get into the doing analytics around, and then we'll also get into a calculator at the end. So stick around for the end of the video to cover all this. I'll try and keep it under 10 minutes and hopefully under 7 to 8 minutes. So basically, you can get 5% yield with some caveats around that. It's designed for stability. It's not your typical ROI dapp. You don't just put in money and earn. You have to actually deposit $200 and continue to do that in order to compound your funds. And if you do withdraw, that comes out of your principal. So the money does go, your value does decrease as you're taking out money. And there's also a cap on the top. So we'll get into the particulars on this. So let's get into this and see what we want. If you get into the website here, elephant.money is the website. The particulars for the token, the Telegram will be linked in here in this video. Please look at that and connect to those if you want to get into that portion. So clicking onto the futures, you get in here. Um, you connect your wallet and you have your particulars here, and you can get into this one. So if you want to get into, I like to show this one before we get into it. Why are we in the elephant money ecosystem? Well, the token has outperformed basically 97% of the tokens that are out there over the last year. The year percentage increase is 323%. So it's doing very well. And Bertha, which is the second largest holder of tokens, is designed not to dump on you. And that's, there's 173 trillion tokens that it holds. That's the treasury. So, and this is where your money will go forward. So if we get into the wiki here, again, I'll drop the link in for this wiki as well and how it works. If we get into the features, like I say, 0.5% daily, there's no taxes or fees to get in, and it's on chain. This is BEP20 BUSD that you put in for this one, so on the Binance chain, if you want to get into that. So again, the pieces for this one, it's a 5% daily, $200 minimum deposit, and every time you want to actually compound your rewards, you have to put in an additional 200. So there's some strategies which we'll get into. Do you want to compound every 2 weeks? Do you get paid weekly? You compound monthly, sort of thing, and go forward on that. Also, there's some targets that people go for, like if you get to $8,000, if you take your rewards after 5 days and claim those, that comes off. So you'll be down to $7,800, but you can actually claim those $200 out of the system, and then if you compound for another 25 days, then you get your dollar value will be going up. So if you can get your wallet or your futures bag size to around $8,000, it becomes self-sustainable. So that can take a little bit of time, but there are options there as well. So we'll get into those things. Rewards claimed are actually deducted from the TVL, as I mentioned there. So if you get to $8,000 after 5 days, you claim 200, you're down to $7,800, and then you earn your 5% on that $7,800. So it's not just you're not just taking money that you're not, like an ROI dapp. You actually have to put in, and when you do claim, it goes against the principal that, or the value that you have, the principal plus the compounded interest that you've earned so far. So the system, and we'll show a graphic of this, 90% of the funds are sent to the treasury, um, and that goes through Bertha as well, and then 10% are held in a buffer pool for payout, and Bertha only sells the tokens that it has if there's more requests for funds that is needed. So basically, as the largest holder, the big whale of tokens, the value of Bertha is going up, 4+X versus the liabilities that are required in the whole ecosystem. So yield is paid by this treasury. The max TVL per person is 1 million BUSD. And over the lifetime of this, the max payout is capped at 2.5 million. And this includes compounds as well. So we'll get into that. So it is capped, so you can't earn, forever, and that's one of the things for the large whales as well, which you get going forward. And there's also the max daily withdrawal or compounding is at 50,000. So as you get a larger wallet and going forward, you have to make sure that if you get to 50K, you compound it. Otherwise, it just stops there. Or if you get more than that amount, you can't withdraw more than $50,000 a day. And when we get into the strategies, this can kind of happen and how that works. So the caveats, as I talked about on the 5%, there are rate limiters here. So when you get over, we'll do a calculation. They have one down here. So if you have $350,000 in compounded rewards over the lifetime, and your total deposits are only $25,000. So if you start with initial, say, $1,000, or maybe you started with $10,000, and not everybody has those kind of money, but you compound $200 over the lifetime. So you've put $25,000 of your own funds into this overall, and you have $350,000 in compounded. What happens? The rate limiter, you'll be at 4.25%. The reason for this is you've compounded, and you've using the system has generated income on that one. So your 350 minus what the funds, the fiat that you've actually put in, or the crypto funds that you docked in for your wallet, you have minus 25k. So 325k puts you in this bracket here of you have 325k that you've totally compounded rewards, so you're only going to be earning 4.25% interest. So you do, once you get to that million plus in this ratio, you're only earning half the rate at 20.25% a day. But you can get in there, and there's some max limits and payouts that are cause that as well. So how does the mechanism of this work? As we mentioned here, make this one a little bit bigger. So your crypto wallet, your deposit here, so you have your initial $1,000 goes in BUSD, 90% goes into the treasury, so they'll buy $900 into the token, goes into the Elephant Treasury, Bertha buys that, and 10% goes into the buffer pool. So as people claim against this, and we'll get into the doing analytics on where this is going and what happens, but there's a 10% buffer pool, which for all the claims that are coming out, and there's been a couple million that has come out of this already, and there's like about 12 million in liabilities that are there as well, so that the buffer pool plays it out, and if it needs additional funds, Bertha will sell off some of the elephant token, and the price has appreciated and gone up on that one as well. So, if it has to, it'll replenish that pool if necessary. Currently, it hasn't been the need for that hasn't been happening. So what's going on with the futures wallet here that we get into? The total money that's in there is $12 million, and they've withdrawn just under 1.7, or just over, sorry, $1.7 million. So we paid out. That's kind of what they've paid out. The compounded is $6.6 million, and the average wallet balance is $7,522. And these are the number of wallets. There's just over 2,300 wallets. So that's been going up as well, and it's been around for 3/4 of a year, so it's been going for a little bit. And if you want to get into the analytics of how things have been, here's the kind of the withdrawals that have been coming out as well. And you have the compounds that are going on, and up here is this blue one is the TVL as well. So, and the total deposits that are coming, so the deposits are still exceeding again, and like I say, that $8,000 is kind of a number where you can get into that, where you withdraw the $800 or $200, and then you can go forward and compound for another 25 days going forward. So I wanted to show here, I've talked about Bertha being the largest one. This is the treasury. There's 173.6 trillion tokens that has been held by Bertha, and over the last 7 days, that number's gone up 1.5 trillion. And overall, the liquidity pools, there's two of them. There's a BNB and a BUSD one, has gone down by 6.6 trillion. So the token numbers are going down, and that's why the price is going up. We've almost got to the previous all-time high going forward. So let's do a quick calculator here. I don't want to take up too much more time, but if you pop in, you put in $1,000, say, to start your $200 regular deposit amounts. If you do that every month, they're called 28 days, just for a 4-week payment cycle. If you don't claim anything for 180 days here, and you don't deposit after, we call it 5 years, and you could do it on a shorter time frame, longer time frame, but after this initial 180 days, you're going to claim every 2 weeks. So what does that look like? So if you do the calculation on that one, you get up to, your yearly returns here. Well, you're getting up to 60k basically on this wallet going forward, and your yearly earnings, your yearly income the first year is small, and then well, this year you get nothing because you're 180 days, so you get $3,000 the first year for your money you put in. So you put in, your total deposits keep going up here on the side because you're putting in $200 each time, and you keep depositing for 5 years, so you can keep your value going up. So you've basically, at the end of 2024, you've kind of equal to your total deposits to your income, and then you're gonna exceed it as well here. and then you go up and increase it. But so what happens if you hold off on, you don't claim for 360 days? This, basically, get an extra 40% on your wallet, and then these yearly incomes start growing well above what you're putting in. So if you can hold off for a little bit longer, let this grow, get it up to say 100K, you can almost get $3,500 withdrawn, every month on this one. So we'll get into those strategies. If you're interested in Elephant Token, um, look into the previous video. If you want to look at the futures, it's another option for getting some stable income going forward. If you do like my videos, please like and subscribe. Looking forward to bringing you more content. This is Gordon from Metaverse and Crypto.